All right, everybody, we have 6 weeks worth of pickups. It's not all that much, but got some good stuff. So let's get into it right now. Sorry, before we get into it, cheers. A little Guinness. Now, as I said, this is kind of like really 6 weeks is where these pickups really started because it was my birthday week and I stopped off at Target because, well, if I'm in the area, I might as well check out Target and Walmart, and they had Snake Mountain on clearance. I've been so lucky lately with clearance in Target, and I could not walk away from this because I hadn't something I wanted, but it's not something I was going to go out of my way to get because, for one, it was just kind of like in the price range where I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to spend that. But on clearance, and it's sitting right in front of me, I picked it up and I was super happy that I was able to get it. I'll kind of do like a shot towards the end of the video, kind of going over it and looking in more detail at Snake Mountain. But to have this is really cool because what I want to do, at least for a scene when this room is done down here, is have like just like a final epic battle and kind of play that out and have Snake Mountain, Castle Grayskull, you got the Snake Men, you have the Horde, you have Skeletor's crew, you have He-Man's crew, and I think that would be kind of like a really cool scene. And to have Snake Mountain is I think a central part of that. So to have it, really grateful, and I was so happy I was able to buy it at a reasonable price, or a price that I really wanted to pay. So I was super excited, super stoked to find that. And now in these other pickups, I was at it's Galactic Comics and Collectibles. It's where I got a bunch of really good vintage TMNT figures for like a heck of a deal. They didn't really have much in terms of TMNT figures, but they did have this. This is one that I wasn't really interested in, but for $10, it just looks really cool. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like as a figure, there's a lot to be desired, honestly, with this figure, but he just looks cool. So this is Flying Fist He-Man, the Origins, and he just looks really, really good. But in terms of the feature, the action feature, his head, just the paint and the coloring, the deco on him, the back metal is really cool, but there's some kind of blemishes here that I see in the figure, but he's one of those figures that looks cool. He looks cool. And so it'll be a display piece, kind of, more or less. Going to Walmart, they're doing their clearance, they're kind of reset. And so they had a bunch of stuff on clearance. And this is one I've been kind of keeping my eye on, and he was on clearance, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna pick him up. And that's the Snake Man Infiltrator, because basically what I'm gonna do is with the Eternian Guard pack, you can do like an Eternian Guard, or you can actually switch out the head to a Duncan head. And this is the head it comes with. The Eternian Guard pack comes with this Duncan head. It's like the old school one. So basically what I'm gonna do is gonna kind of make this as a old school Duncan, like say before he was Man-at-Arms kind of a thing, and display him that way. So take off the Snake Man's head and put Duncan's on. And so Duncan before he was Man-at-Arms. I think that's kind of a cool feature, and kind of display him that way. And that's what I plan on doing. I'll use this for one of the Snake Men I have that doesn't have his staff, so I'll just use that weapon that way, kind of recycle it that way. And so this is one that I saw that I picked up. I figure it's going to be just like displaying Tila in different ways. And so this was Tila, so the warrior goddess. So if anybody knows the story, like with the mini comics before the filmation, this was going to be a 2-in-1 figure. So she was going to be the goddess with this headdress, the snake kind of reptilian headdress, and then without it, she's Tila. And so you get kind of like 2 figures in one. But instead, like when the Filmation series came out, we had the sorceress, so there was no real need for the headdress and all that, so just Tila. But I have different Tilas and the warrior, and I have like the green goddess, as they call it. But I'll go into that in a different video, actually. So I did pick up this just for a display piece, displaying Tila in a different way. And really, those were my pickups this last 6 weeks. I have started the collecting the commemorative series 2000-2001. I'm gonna do dedicated videos to that. I think it's a cool series, and it was something that I actually really get into collecting these past couple months. So, and the ones that I want are the 16 individual series 1 and 2 figures. They have different packs, but I'm just interested in the individual figures because, especially price point and all that. So I'm satisfied with just the single ones. And but I'll go over that in a later video. Now we're gonna take a closer look at that Snake Mountain because this thing is really kind of cool. All right, so let's do that. Before I go into Snake Mountain, I do want to explain a little bit about the commemorative series because people may not be aware of. So this is kind of like an example of the commemorative series. So this is series 2. This is Clawful, and so you have here Clawful. You have the card back, but it's in this case, this outer case here. And this was to commemorate the coming of 20 years of He-Man. And so this is actually a replica, an authentic replica of the original figures. And this is actually an adult collecting line, and it even says so like up in the corner here. So that's what I mean. If you're not familiar with this, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is the commemorative series. There are 16 individual figures that come in these packs here. So that's what I'm talking about when I say commemorative series of MOTU figures. All right, so here we are. We are now back at Snake Mountain. Now we have like a little weapons rack here, just kind of like the Castle Grayskull. And now we have evil snake face here, this wolf or cat, something like that, not really sure. But then we have a spider. You have chains where you can put one of the good guys in, lock them in. We're gonna move this around. And we have, let's see if we can see that. I'm gonna have to move that up just a little bit here so we can see the snake right at the top here, which is really cool. We have a bridge which I'll open up the Snake Mountain here in a moment, but looks like tree roots or of some sort. But we have a gate that opens here. I'm gonna move that here. We're gonna open this up a little bit. Let's see, I'm trying to remember where the ladder goes. It goes somewhere around, yeah, right there. And so if we look here, you can see there's a little cage here, and we have a little creature in here, and a dragon of some sort there. Let's see, Skeletors thrown there. And here, what it does is it shows, like on the box art, it shows actually like Manny faces, like because you can take the bodies apart, and it shows like the upper half of Manny faces stuck to that. I don't know what kind of swamp or whatever it is that's in Snake Mountain, but nice a nice play set, really kind of cool. I love the throne here, but if we turn it around, which I'm gonna do, then what you do is you connect the bridge here. I'm not gonna snap it. I'm not gonna snap it in, but you can get the idea here. Now I think the original, I think it was just like kind of a grayish color and it went all the way around, but there are some differences, but very cool play set. I'm gonna raise that up. That snake is just really cool looking, but that's like the outside there. Just a really cool play set. So that is Snake Mountain. A closer look. That is going to do it for me in the pickups for the last 6 or so weeks. So what have you been picking up? What do you think? Well, until next time, everybody, we will see you. Bye.